And all right, so again, apologies if you've ever seen my video. I have this weird little crack in my screen. So, I'm really excited. I came to Denise with this idea a little bit ago about doing a Monday nutritional talks. I just think it's a great opportunity to add some value to everyone, and it sounds like a lot of people are on here just to learn a little bit more and get a nice little nutritional tip. So hopefully we'll have some more people floating in here. But looks like so far everyone that is on this call is also in the champions page. So what I'll let you know is that this is also being recorded. And if you do want to send this to anyone, you can do that as well. So first of all, just to kick it off, today what we're going to be talking about is why cleansing and why doing it every about 90 to 120 days. So we're going to take about 10 minutes to talk about that and then answer any questions at the end. But first of all, I just want to recognize someone who's getting amazing results. Just finished her cleanse, and her 24-day jumpstart is continuing on to the next phase, the 28-day optimize phase. It's just killing it. And that is Yolanda Coder here in Dinuba, California. So Yolanda, I'm going to unmute you for a second, and I'm going to let you go ahead and share your experience here in about a minute or less. Can you just kind of give us a little bit of a breakdown of what you've been experiencing on Advocare products, especially during that first 10 days and beyond?
Well, I lost 14 pounds during my first 14 days. I had an abundance of energy. I was able to go to the gym twice a day, taking 2 hours at night and an hour of cardio in the morning, waking up refreshed, and I was able to face my day. It wasn't that hard to give up certain things because I knew it was benefiting me. So that made it even more easier. But other than that, it was awesome. I love the way I feel every day. And it helped because I do bus driving, so I just sit there all day. So to have this results is amazing.
That's awesome. And what is your total weight loss so far?
Since my beginning of my journey is 47 pounds. Since starting Advocare, it's been, let's see, I started at 172. I'm down to a 157.
Awesome. So about 15 pounds?
Yes, and that's actually, everyone was shocked that I still continue to lose because I lost majority of my weight and dropped already 12% of my body fat. So to see numbers still going down is awesome.
That is awesome. And you've continued on the Advocare 180, right? You're on the second phase. What have you?
Yes, I am. As soon as I knew that it was coming to an end, I'm all, how do I keep going? What do I need to do to keep going so I can keep getting results?
That's awesome. So cool. Thank you so much, Alana, for sharing. I'm going to go ahead and throw you back on mute, but you are a rock star and you're awesome, and just keep on getting results. Keep on staying dedicated to the process. Like I promised, I'm going to go ahead and talk about why cleansing and why we do it every 90 to 120 days. Now, first of all, most of you know who I am, but for those that might be watching this on record, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not an expert. I'm an Advocare distributor, which means that I've been taught by a lot of professionals. So what I'm going to share with you today is what I've been taught by scientists and professionals and doctors in the field. And the way that I'm going to describe this was actually the best way that was shared with me was by, his name is John McBride. If you know John McBride, he's on our Sports Advisory Council. And I've never seen such a great way that it's been described of why we cleanse and why we have to work on gut health. So I'm going to describe it the exact same way that John described it. So I'm going to bring in this little whiteboard here. And I'm going to basically, can everyone see that okay? Cool. Okay, so why cleanse? Sorry for the chicken scratch. It's not going to be good. But here's, if you can kind of picture it, where our food is going through. And right here, we basically have two different bins. One is for nutrients, and the other one is for waste. So when we're looking at the way that our body is working, and we start to kind of think about this as almost like an engine oil change for the body. You know, that's how we kind of describe our cleanse, as it's an engine oil change for the body. Sludge starts to build up and it starts to block kind of these areas where we're trying to absorb nutrients. And so when we can't absorb nutrients right here, when basically all this food is just going straight into waste, our body's never absorbing nutrients. And so that's why we cleanse. That's why when it comes down to it, the Avocare Herbal Cleanse is going to help get rid of this junk right here, take it out so that this pathway starts to allow us to absorb nutrients again. So we look at that and we say, okay, great. How is that working? Well, basically the way that it's going to work, if you aren't familiar with the Avocare 10-day cleanse, is it starts basically first thing in the morning with a fiber drink. You're going to have your fiber. I always suggest mixing it with your Spark. It's going to taste a lot better. And then with that, you're also going to start with your AM Herbal Cleanse pills. Those probiotics plus the fiber are what's basically going to help kind of get rid of the big junk, so that we're opening up this little pathway to get nutrients into our body. Okay, so then later on in the day, we go back to this herbal cleanse box, and at night it's going to push out toxins from our liver and from our kidney, which of course is also going to allow things to just work a little bit better as well. And of course, we got Omegaplex during the 10 days and beyond for basically helping us with better cravings. It's a great anti-inflammatory, and it's going to push out the bad fats and promote good fats. All of this in one 10-day system is what's allowing our body to start absorbing nutrients better. So why every 90 to 120 days? Well, if you've ever done an Avocare cleanse and then not done it again, you might say something like, Spark just isn't hitting me the way that it used to, or I'm just not getting results the way that I was before. That's a sign that you need to do another cleanse, because what's happening is that this is getting all blocked up again and there's no nutrients coming in here. So when you start to notice that your Spark is just not hitting you the way that it used to, or hey, I'm going to the gym and I just don't have the same energy, and you look at the calendar and you see, hey, it's been about 90 or 120 days since I did a cleanse, that's probably a sign that you need to go ahead and do a cleanse again. So I've been on Avocare products for 5 years. I'll just tell my story really quickly. I'm at my lowest body fat percentage since I was 13 years old. I'm at the age of 30. I haven't changed much in my life. My workouts haven't changed. I definitely watch what I eat, and I eat more throughout the day in smaller portions. But the one thing that stayed consistent in my life for the last 5 years is at least every 120 days, I'm doing an herbal cleanse. And I noticed that as I start to see myself get sluggish and I start to see that I'm just not getting the same results, that cleanse is like magic and it just gets me right back on track. A lot of people ask me, why no dairy, why no wheat during the first 10 days of the cleanse? And I know for a while there I didn't have that answer, but first of all, when it comes to the first 10 days, we're trying to eliminate anything with inflammatories in it, and dairy and wheat are very common. But a lot of people, as they go through this, because this is being blocked, and then suddenly they do a cleanse, and then they reintroduce dairy and wheat, and they start to notice, oh, I'm getting hives, or I'm just feeling really lethargic after I have a piece of bread or some dairy. It's because turns out your body actually has a sensitivity to dairy and wheat, but it never was absorbing those nutrients, so you didn't know. And so if you ever have anyone that's saying, hey, really weird, I started breaking out on day 11, day 12, our first thought sometimes is, oh, maybe they're sensitive to the M&Ms. But it could actually be that you have a sensitivity to dairy or to wheat. So that's something that I would definitely be suggesting, is that as you're sharing why no dairy, why no wheat, to be really in tune with the person that you're coaching on products, and to ask, hey, how do you feel on day 11, day 12, especially after you've reintroduced dairy and wheat? If you're feeling lethargic, if you're feeling any sort of weird reaction after having that kind of food, you might want to check with your doctor to see if you have any sort of sensitivity to dairy and wheat, because those are two of the foods that we have the most sensitivities to that we just don't even know about, because our body's not absorbing nutrients the way that it should. So there's a little added insight there too.
Good job.
Any other questions, comments? If you do, go ahead and unmute yourself. But if not, we can wrap this thing up. All right. Well, Thanks everyone for joining. I hope this added some value. And like I said, I'll go ahead and because I recorded this, I'll share this on the YouTube link. And you can go ahead and share this with anyone that wasn't able to be here. So have a great night, everyone.